Y'all, I've got a wild UFO attack gone wrong for you guys today on this Throwback Thursday special. Looking back, I remember making this video and it inspired me to make a new video that should be coming out in the next couple weeks that I think you will really enjoy. But enough of that. Today, you're going to hear a story of what happens when humans attack UFOs according to the CIA. And there is a plethora of B-roll of fantastic UFO sightings, so I think you're really gonna love this video and the wild UFO attack story. Enjoy. We've had plenty of conversations on this channel about people shooting down UFOs and how that's a really bad idea, as there could be insane and drastic repercussions. Well, what if I tell you that there already were? What if I say that we've already shot down UFOs and seen the consequences of our actions? Today, we talk about the Russian UFO that was shot down and turned 27 soldiers into limestone pillars. Now, this information is actually being provided to us by the CIA, which adds a level of credence that many other UFO stories don't have. They actually received this information by intercepting KGB files after Mikhail Gorbachev dissolved. A lot of KGB top secret files found their way abroad after that dissolution, and a lot of the information was disseminated by our government and many others. Now, these files aren't just hearsay and talk written down. They are actually accompanied by many photographs, many drawings, and many documents that actually confirm and corroborate the events that transpired in Russia. As a matter of fact, the CIA representatives referred to this case as a horrific picture of revenge on the part of extraterrestrial creatures, a picture that could make one's blood freeze. So what exactly happened? According to the KGB files, a low-flying saucer-shaped spaceship appeared above a military unit that was performing routine training maneuvers. For whatever reason, somebody unexpectedly launched a surface-to-air missile and actually hit the unidentified flying object. The object fell to the earth not far away, and of course, the curious soldiers ran up to see what exactly they shot down. Well, it was at this time that 5 short humanoids with large heads and large black eyes emerged from the craft. We've heard that description before. And according to the testimony of the only 2 soldiers that remained alive, these aliens actually freed themselves from the debris and saw themselves surrounded by 27 soldiers, but the 2 that survived were hiding behind trees in the shade in case they needed to surprise attack the aliens or back up their team. According to the 2 survivors, the 5 beings that came out of the craft, scared of these soldiers, looked at each other and merged. These beings merged together into a giant sphere of light. So humanoid creatures with big heads and big eyes turned into what we consider an orb-like UFO. This object then began to buzz and hiss sharply, and then became brilliant white. Within a few seconds, the extremely bright sphere grew much bigger and exploded with a flickering white-hot light. At that very instant, 23 soldiers who had watched the phenomena turned into stone poles akin to limestone, while 2 were seemingly vaporized by the effect, and 2 soldiers were left alive in the shade as they were less exposed to the explosion. The KGB report goes on to say that the debris and the limestone pillars were actually sent to a secret base near Moscow, where they did further analysis, and is how they figured out that this stone was very similar to limestone in its composition. To quote, specialists say that a source of energy that is still unknown to Earthlings instantly change the structure of the soldiers' living organisms, having transformed it into a substance whose molecular composition is no different from that of limestone. Even the CIA representative states, if the KGB file corresponds to reality, this is an extremely menacing case. The aliens possess such weapons and technology that go beyond all of our assumptions. They can stand up for themselves if attacked, and will when attacked. The most eerie part of this case is that that's the end of it. We got the files, we got the pictures, we got all of the documentation and drawings. So we know what transpired, but we've never been able to see these petrified bodies ourselves. Of course, the Russian government isn't going to hand over a UFO craft if they crashed it down and retrieved it and are now reverse engineering. So all we have is this horrific recounting by the only two soldiers that were left alive. Now, as far as for the reality of this situation, personally, I don't feel that the KGB is going to be running around writing BS and reporting it to their leaders, because that would make them look crazy. Also, the CIA did not share the photos and the drawings that were shared with them, but it is something that definitely assured the CIA that this was a very credible report, enough so that they filed it away, they reported on it, and it's been released to us via the Freedom of Information Act. So I do feel that there is a lot of truth to this story, considering that we've seen people before talk about how when they see UFOs or when they see aliens, they become petrified. Clearly, these beings have powers that we have no idea how to wield or how to defend ourselves against. So I think that this just solidifies the idea that we've thrown out there that maybe you shouldn't shoot down UFOs. It is so crazy to me that anyone would see something so advanced and like, wow, and shoot at it. Like, it's horrible that they all got petrified, but like, bro, what are you doing? Shooting at aliens? That could never be me. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about that. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one.
From the noise and so forth. But you also have